All right, kiddos, here's our goals and objectives we want you to be able to understand throughout this week. These are review. This is the end of the school year. We want to just make sure we review things that are important. So, your comprehension strategy this week is to summarize. And what does that mean? To summarize what you read, you use your own words to tell the most important parts of the selection. So, when I've read a chapter book to you guys like Junie B or Magic Tree House, we would look at the back oftentimes and I would read the summary to you and it would tell the most important parts and what is going on in the book. And that helped you know, hey, if you're at the library, do I want to check this book out? Did it sound exciting or interesting to me? Some other times that you might do a summary is if you have a friend who hasn't read a book before, you might say, hey, this is a great book. This is what it's about. And in your own words, you say what happened at the beginning and the middle, what happened then, and then what happened last. And telling in your own words, but in order, telling just the important parts is what a summary is, and will help your friend know if they might want to take a look at that book as well. So, moving on to your next one is a comprehension skill, which we will focus on this week. I like this graphic organizer right here because it really shows a visual on how main idea and detail works. The main idea is the most important point an author is trying to make about a topic. Okay, the main idea often comes in the title or in the topic sentence of a paragraph. The key, which just means not like a house key, but the important details or the key details, supports and is connected to that main idea. Okay, so it kind of holds it up. If you told me the main idea and I said, tell me more about that, you would be able to tell me details that have to do with the main idea. Okay, the important details. And this helps you be able to summarize as well. Okay, our genre is expository text again. I love expository text. It helps us learn, but it's also usually enjoyable and has great text features to help me understand the story better. We're going to read Dive Teams here in a minute, and it is an expository text. And I know it's an expository text because it gives facts and information about a topic. It also has photos, captions giving more information about those photos, and it could also have maps, which it does. Some expository text even has timelines or charts or diagrams. Okay, so down here looking at this page from Dive Teams, I know you haven't read it yet, but right here, it's right from the story. There is a map, which is what your exit ticket is about today. A map is a flat picture of a part of the earth. And most maps, even if it's like a zoo map or a Disney map, will have a key that tells you what the symbols are and where they are on the map. And I'll tell you more about that when we get to it in the story. Okay, so map key tells you what you want, tells you what symbols on a map mean. So they don't have words written all over the map. They just put tiny little pictures. And lastly, our vocabulary objective or our goal this week is to understand Greek and Latin roots. Now this can be a little tricky. Word roots or chunks can help you understand what a new or unfamiliar word means. Many word roots come from the Greek and Latin languages. So English is very much related to or has a lot of the same roots as Greek or Latin, which is very old ancient languages. If you understand those roots or those chunks, you'll understand words that you do not necessarily know. You actually know a lot of them. For example, we talked about them when we did geometry. A triangle, the root tri, T-R-I, which again is just a chunk of the word. Tri means three, so a triangle is a three-sided shape. Okay, last week you read about a bicycle, empowering and creating energy. Bicycle includes B-I, bi. Bicycle has two pedals, two cycles, two wheels, and bi means two. So understanding what that word, or I'm sorry, that root bi, B-I, means helps you understand the story. Okay, here's an example from the story we're going to read this week. I see the word divide. I'm not sure what the word means. I know that div, div, is a Latin root that means to separate. So divide must mean to separate something. That makes sense. So although you might not know div, div, you do now, but it is a Latin root. It comes from an ancient Latin language and it means to separate. And if you know that, you'll know that divide has something to do with separating. They divide up the tasks and each person helps to get the job done. So they separate them up, they hand them out, they divide them. Okay? Knowing those chunks and what they mean are going to help you a lot in third grade understanding words in expository text and in science and a lot of words while you're reading. So, if you're on the second day, I hope you forward through this all of this and just go straight to the story. But here's your story. Dive teams. You'll see the photographs. It's expository text right up here. The one thing that we want you to make sure you understand is text features like the map. You can't ignore them. They have tons of information. That's why they're there. So that's why the exit ticket is focused in on that text feature of the map for this story. Remember, your essential question to think about is, why is teamwork important? And here we go with dive teams.
Genre: expository text. Dive teams.
All right, imagine.
Imagine exploring the underwater world of the ocean. Perhaps you want to see how sea animals live, or you may hope to search for sunken ships. That is just what Gloria did. Gloria has always lived close to the sea in California. She swam and surfed at an early age. She became interested in the ocean. So Gloria became an expert diver. She decided to join a dive team to find sunken ships. What would her job be? Each job on a dive team is important. One serious job is using machines the dive team needs. Another job is to repair or fix these devices when they don't work. Gloria is an experienced photographer, so she decides to photograph what the team discovers underwater. Gloria and her team search for the sunken ship.
Very cool. Well, you can see that there's photographs, there's Gloria, there's her team. I know that that makes this an expository text, but also the caption that tells about the picture. That'd be a really cool job. All right, teamwork.
Teamwork is important for a dive team. Team members depend on one another. They divide up the tasks, and each person helps to get the job done. Gloria's team learns about a ship that sank over 100 years ago. No one has ever found it. They decide to make a scientific study of it. The team reads information and studies a map where they think the ship sank. They are excited about their exploration. The captain, another team member, takes them by boat to their map location. He stays on the boat where he can communicate with the divers. Before the team dives, they prepare for their special jobs. To get ready, Gloria puts on her diving suit and gear and makes sure her camera is ready to take photographs. Florida, Tallahassee, Tampa, Miami. Map key. Red star, home base. Anchor, shipwreck. Dotted line, route. This map shows the route Gloria's team takes to the shipwreck. Now the divers jump into the water. As they swim deeper, it gets darker. A team member turns on a flashlight. This helps the divers see where they are going. Finally, one team member spots the ship. He uses an aquatic microphone to talk to the team. Gloria takes pictures as teammates measure the ship. Another teammate watches for sharks and other dangers. After an hour of exploring, the person with the flashlight leads the way back to the boat. The team now has important results from their discovery to share. Gloria thinks, "I will always remember this dive." The team believes the ship Gloria heard about sank near other known shipwrecks off the coast of Florida.
All right, friends. So let's take a look at this Florida map. This is Florida. This line is the border and all the way down here. And it's really important to take a look at the key. The symbols of what's on the map. So this red star means home base. This is where Gloria and her team started off and got in the boat. The shipwreck is the anchor. Now you can see that all around here is a bunch of anchors. There's a lot of shipwrecks around Florida. They were trying to discover one that they had no one had ever discovered before. And then the dotted red line is the route. So this is the way they went on the boat, the route that they went. So you can see it was quite a bit away from where they started. Um, and here is the team believes the ship Gloria heard about had sank near the shipwreck, known shipwrecks off the coast of Florida. So you can see that she took this photograph, which was pretty cool, and all the algae that's grown on it. It's really neat to be able to think that you can discover things that have been around for so long and they've been here, but nobody's even seen them before. So I want you to think about, why is teamwork important for exploring shipwrecks? Gloria did not go alone. As the video stated at the beginning, the first video you watched today, it is safer to work as a team in a lot of different ways. There's a captain, the leader, who helps people know what they need to do to make sure he's watching and they're checking their equipment. There's the photographer, Gloria, to make sure that people get to see how cool the shipwreck is underneath the water. They are able to get all their special jobs done because they work as a team. Okay, and they can keep each other safe that way as well. And it's much quicker. If you have one person doing 5 jobs, it's not only not safe, but it's going to take a long time. And they don't have a long time, they only have their air tanks. A text to self connection I'm wondering about is, would you enjoy being part of a team that explores shipwrecks? Explain your answer. I'm going to give you a minute to think about that. I guess I always thought it would be really cool. I know some of you have heard of that old ship, the Titanic, that had sank. They made movies about it. There were treasures in it of people who had stayed there on the boat before it sank. It was called the Unsinkable Ship. And I think it would be so cool to see those things. But then I think about the movie Finding Nemo when they were in the shipwreck and all those sharks came. And it makes me think, maybe I don't want to. You saw that this one teammate's job was just to look out for the sharks or other dangers, jellyfish. That's a pretty important job. I definitely would want somebody to work on my team that can spot sharks and dangerous things. So, although I think it would be cool, I don't know that I would want to dive where there are sharks and other kinds of creatures. Maybe I'll just go to the museum and look at the shipwrecked parts after they take it to the museum. But I think that's how I feel about it. I want you to talk to somebody around you on how you would feel about being an explorer. I would definitely want a team that's a good team that will help me stay safe and to get the job done. Well, thanks for reading, friends, and you can always go back and look at this story and listen to the video to help you with the exit ticket for the day. So thank you guys, and keep working hard. Miss ya, and see you soon, hopefully, at the drive-by drop-off on Tuesday.